Hey friends, welcome back to the Destination Baby and Kids YouTube channel. Happy 2026, this is Gina. If you haven't yet, go ahead and like this video. You can share it with someone if it makes sense. Feel free to hit the subscribe button if you want. But what are we talking about today? We are going to be going over some installation information for the fabulous car seat you see right there. That is the NUNA RAVA Next. So this is not a video for the original RAVA. This is for the newest version, the RAVA Next. And so this is my inner law school dropout wanting to make sure that you understand that this video is not meant to supplement or be the end-all be-all of instructions. This is just tips and tricks. Nothing will substitute from reading your vehicle manual and the car seat's instruction manual as well. So again, that is your responsibility to do. But again, if you have questions or are concerned or want to see a visual aid to go along with that, this is the perfect video for you to watch. We will be covering forward-facing and rear-facing installation for a seatbelt or lower anchors. So get ready, stay tuned, be excited. We're going to learn a whole bunch today, and I'm so glad to have you back here in the new year. Let's launch right in. Okay, so as I mentioned before in the introduction, what you would need to do prior to doing your installation is decide on which direction it needs to face based on your child's weight and their height. And then you would also need to pick the vehicle seat location in your car. So on page 9 of the instruction manual, it indicates that you can't put it in seats that say face sideways or seats that face backwards. So if you have that fabulous Mercedes station wagon that I'm obsessed with, that has a jump seat in the back that faces backwards still, you can't install this seat in that position. So just something to be aware of. Again, for most people, this is not going to be a concern, but I just did want to point it out because it's right there in the manual on page 9. So the seat is also FAA compliant. They do have instructions on how to install it in an airplane seat. I believe in the manual that is going to be in roughly page 56. We won't cover that in this because we don't have an airplane seat here to show you guys that. But we will be covering it in a forward-facing vehicle seat that does not have a frontal airbag engaged in front of it, okay? So what should we do first? Let's tackle a rear-facing installation in the lower anchor. So before we even get into that, the rear-facing guideline for this seat is going to be going from 5 pounds all the way through 50 pounds. And the height for that kiddo would need to be 18 inches through 49 inches. Forward-facing, the seat would be 30 pounds through 65 pounds. So that means if you have a 25-pound child, can you turn the seat and use it forward-facing? No, you cannot. You cannot start using the seat forward-facing until your kiddo is at least 30 pounds and 34 inches. So again, our forward-facing mode here is going to go from 30 pounds through 65 pounds, 34 inches up through 49 standing inches. That is the information provided in the manual on page 40, just so that you guys are aware. So let's assume we're going to put a 20-pound child in rear facing with lower anchors. How would we do that? Let's figure it out. So the first step that I would do is raise the headrest. The ability to do that, there's a pincher on the headrest. Let's pull that up because we're going to need to remove the infant insert from the seat. So you unbuckle and undo the chest clip, which is right here. And then we're going to go ahead and unsnap the crotch belt piece. Now again, we will need to reattach this at the end of what we're doing. We always have to use the shoulder belt pieces and the crotch piece, and that is in the book on page 22. So, you know, just if you're curious about like, hey, can I use it without this? No, you cannot. You need to always use this piece and the shoulder belt pieces, and that again is in the manual on page 22. So now that we've raised that up, we'll go ahead and remove this infant insert. There's a snap on either side. Let's unsnap that, and then we'll pull this guy out. This infant insert is only meant to be used between 5 and 11 pounds, then it needs to come out. That is directly in the manual. I think, I can't refer to exactly what page that's on, but the infant insert, never beyond the 5 to 11 pounds, that's actually on page 24 in the book. So we'll go ahead and take that out because again, we're going to do a 20-pound kiddo in the rear-facing mode. So if you notice on the seat right now, there are these little pods on either side. Those are side impact protection pieces. Those are new for this year for this seat. You cannot remove those unless your kiddo is 40 pounds and also 43 inches tall. Another thing to note about using those pieces is when you are using them, your crotch belt, although it has a 2 buckle adjustment, when you're using it with the side impact pieces, you always have to have this crotch belt buckle set to the closer of the 2 positions. So we can't use these and then slide that piece out. That is in the manual. Again, I'm not sure exactly what page, but it's definitely in there. So we want to make sure that we follow those rules because, again, new seat, new rules. I had to really, really scour the manual because it's not the same as the old Rava. So now that we know our rules, let's figure out where we would even find our lower anchors. If you pop the snaps on the back here, you can pull, oh, let's undo these side impact pad pieces too. There's snaps on either side. And another cool feature, if you press down here, that is your vehicle, or excuse me, your 5-point harness loosening button. So we'll go ahead and put our harness buckles over to the side, and we can now pull all this material in here forward. I'm going to tip the seat forward because there's a blue door right here. That's going to be the one that we open for rear facing. This is called a true tension door. They have a red door, that's for forward facing, and a blue door, which is going to be for rear facing. So we'll go ahead and press that, open that up, and in here we have a picture. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm going to bring it close to see. In the bottom there, we've got a picture with a blue line of a belt, which would show where our belt or our anchor belt is going to go when it's installed. And let's go ahead and pull out our lower anchors, which are hiding in that fabulous little spot. So that's very cool. The next step would be, and I like to cheat and go on the inside of the seat, is to pop up each cup holder on either side. So then what we would do is we would take our lower anchor, come to the inside of the seat, go under the fabric, and pull the lower anchors through each side. Now we do not want this belt twisted. We want it straight. And I am doing this camera facing, just so you guys can see what's going on when we do this kind of installation. All right, so now it's dangling on either side. We're in a good position to get started to actually putting the seat in properly. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my whole vehicle seat for your viewing audience pleasure so you guys can see this a little more clearly. On the side of the seat, there is 4-position recline for rear facing, which is gonna be a blue window, and then there's a red window for forward facing. So because we're not gonna be installing the seat forward facing, we're gonna pick our recline level for rear facing. 1 is your most upright, 2, 3, and 4 are going to be more reclined. I will go ahead and set this seat in position 4, which is the most reclined. That seems to be what a lot of parents prefer. But again, you only need to worry about a hyper reclined mode with a baby that doesn't have head and neck control, like an infant with that infant insert. You would not want their chin touching their chest. But again, this 20-pound child, let's assume they're 10 or 11 months old and they are developmentally typical, so they would have that good head and neck control, so we wouldn't need to be hyper concerned about chin to chest. But again, we still can pick the ultra recline if, you know, they fall asleep, and that just makes us feel better as caregivers. So another part of the seat is on the bottom. They have a leg extension. We're going to want to make sure to pull that out. You do need to use that. That is in the manual. We'll go ahead and spin the seat all the way around to be rear facing. And then we're going to gently push it toward the vehicle backrest. And you'll see here, I'm going to take my lower anchor connector. I'm going to make sure I have the thick side up because we don't want it upside down. And I am going to attach it to my lower anchor. Now, this demonstration seat, my lower anchors are protruding pretty far outward. In a vehicle, they're usually in what's called the seat bight, which is between the backrest and the butt rest. They usually have a little marcation so you can find it, but you would want to sort of preemptively find that before you start doing this. Otherwise, you're going to feel crazy and like that you are not doing it properly, but they are there. I promise every car 2003 and newer has them, typically has 2 sets, but frequently would not have a set in the center. So if you wanted to do a center installation with the seat, we'll probably be doing seatbelt. We still will go over that in our next component of the video. I'm gonna hook up my lower connectors on either side. Now, if you'll notice on the side that's camera facing, there is a big piece here that I'm gonna be able to pull to tighten. I've had people ask, it won't tighten when I pull it this way. No, it's not gonna tighten if you're pulling it away from the seat. With any car seat, a good rule of thumb is if you can feed it back through the seat and you can press down on the seat, you'll get an easier ability to tighten that lower belt, okay? So our goal is to get it tight. It doesn't have to be so tight that it's perfect, because the last step of this is going to be closing that true tension door that we had opened at the beginning. That is going to bite down on the belt and give us an even tighter installation. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. You hear that click, it's a good sound. And then we're gonna go ahead and pull on the seat. I'm right-handed, so I actually use my left hand, my non-dominant hand. The seat is not wiggling more than an inch from side to side and not moving more than an inch from front to back. So currently, with how that is, this is correctly installed, but we are not done yet. We're gonna go ahead and push our fabric back where it needs to be. I'm gonna pull these pieces through, reattach my side impact pods. And again, when you do this properly, they're not gonna interfere with the harness tightening and loosening. So this is definitely something on the inside of the seat that you're gonna wanna watch for and be aware of. We'll get our backrest going appropriately, and then we'll lower our headrest to at or slightly below our child's shoulders. For rear facing, if you ever watch The Price is Right, my mnemonic device to remember is as close as possible without going over winds. We don't want that shoulder strap to be too high, because if we think about the physics of it, if the shoulder strap is too high and we're driving and we stop, that baby's gonna go flopping up in the seat and then slamming back down. We don't want that. We want it to be a nice snug fit. So again, as close as possible or slightly below the shoulder for when it's in a rear facing mode. And luckily there's a sticker right on the interior of the seat that tells us that. Now, are we ready to go ahead and put kiddo in yet? No, we are not, because we still need to reattach our little crotch belt cover. So this is good. This will prevent bruising. It's a really nice piece that they included. And also what's so great is there's a snap on that, on the inside of that crotch belt piece, to make sure that it stays in place. So now, as a thorough caregiver, I'm gonna go ahead and rebuckle everything. I'm gonna hit my chest clip as well, buckle that. And before kiddo even gets in the seat, I'm gonna give a tug on my harness to make sure that it's tightening properly. I'm gonna go ahead and press the loosening tab on the inside, grab the shoulder belt pieces and pull up toward myself to make sure the harness is correctly moving. So now, as you can see, we have a correct installation. Well, but we can make it better. This Rava Next has side impact pods. So let's presume this seat is behind your passenger side. That would mean, I have to think about this, if I'm installing this outside and it's on the passenger, that would mean whatever side is closest to the door, you're gonna open up your side impact pod, okay? So that is like a little Dumbo ear on the side, and it only is intended to be used on whatever side is facing the door. If you are doing a middle installation, you do not open either. You only open the side that's closest to the door. And so a lot of people are like, well, let me just open the other one, twice as safe. Nope, specifically says in the book, you only use the side that's closest to the door. The other thing that's exciting about this year with these cup holders is that they are larger than they've ever been, so they're more accommodating. We would point out not to use glass cups or metal cups in those cup holders. Again, that is directly in the manual from NUNA. So currently, for our 20-pound kiddo, In a rear-facing mode, we are ready to rock and roll. One other thing I would want to point out is that the seat is not adjustable for the recline level after it's been installed. This is something that customers will continuously bring up to me, and I want to point out that definitely on page, the recline is not adjustable after installation, and that's 100% in the book. I think that's going to be on page 38. So on page 38, it tells you once this is installed, like let's say it's installed at recline level 4 right now and you want to sit it more upright, according to page 38 in the book, you would uninstall it, you would adjust the recline, and then you would reinstall the seat without the kiddo being in the seat. So the recline is not adjustable on the fly. It's something you decide before installation. Okay, guys, we will do a rear-facing installation with seatbelt next.